Alright, should be good. Oh. So is it public A? It's public. Why does it show? It's over here. All right, and just adjust how you need it. All right, we are back. Day 2. It's not 12:30 yet. We're getting there though. What time is it?
12:18.
12:18. All right, so we're going to shoot a couple practice rounds before we stick up our new face, our brand new fresh face for day 2 of the World Indoor Series here. Let's see. Yesterday was pretty good. 283, so it went well. Chillier day today. Don't know exactly what the temperature is, but it's cool enough that I have the heater on 1 here. We got the door closed and we're actually inside. Yesterday,
about 57 degrees right now.
57 degrees out. All right, so little cool, especially since we're supposed to be shooting indoors. Let's see, we got Dr. Judy, executive producer, back here answering questions.
Woo.
And this should be fun. Yesterday went well, so today should be good. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna shoot some practice ends first though. 12:30, we'll try to start our first official scoring end, and we got 10 of those to do today.
How heavy is your bow?
How heavy my bow is? Well, if you're talking draw weight, at full draw, I'm pulling about 46 pounds. We're talking total weight. I don't actually know, but I would guess, I don't know, somewhere around like 10 to 15 pounds. I weighed a bow at one point, but that was years ago. I have not weighed this one, so it could be lighter, but it's probably in that range. But yeah, nothing crazy. We're not talking compound. Those guys are lugging around like a 20, 30 pound bow, it seems like half the time. They got they got 3 pounds of weight just on their stabilizers. So that was the first practice end. We're only going to shoot 3 arrows just to keep in kind of the style of it here. Start shooting too many, it gets crazy. Those are the 3 arrows I used yesterday. They seem to all be flying well, so I'm not going to change them.
Talking about draw weight, do you change it between indoor and outdoor?
I do not change my draw weight between indoor and outdoor, because outdoor is my main my thing. I love outdoors. There's nothing wrong with indoors. It's just I don't know. It's indoors. It doesn't get me as excited. It's still archery, so it's still awesome. But I just leave it at outdoor weight. And it's funny because if I actually switched to some thicker arrows besides shooting these little X10s, I would need as much weight as I could get. Because the thicker the arrow is, the more weight you need to be able to shoot to kind of break down that spine. If you want to start flirting with like 23-12s or was it 27-12? Some of the tournaments let you shoot 27s. This one does not. I believe it's 23s are the limit, but I'm shooting X10, so it's kind of irrelevant. I'll be right back, though. How many people are at? Ooh.
He says outdoor is just way more fun.
Allergy season. You would think it would only be in spring, but it's in the fall too. All right, so that was not a bad first practice end. I'd like to do a little tighter of a group, but it was nice and consistent. I think we had one high, two low. So that's good. Not like we're all packed onto one side or anything. So I think sight adjustment wise, we're in a good spot for now. We'll see how it goes and see if we have to adjust as I go through the shoot. So let's try some more. We're still good on time, so we got practice time left. Feeling good today. Felt good yesterday, but feeling real good today. So we'll see if that translates into more consistent shooting or not. But we'll find out. A little long on that one, but we made it work. Going smooth. I'll be happy to cruise through all the scoring ends that way. That'll work for me. I don't know if it's a 30, but it's they shot good enough that I'd be happy with whatever score they are. I'll be more than happy with it. Any other questions?
Not yet.
All right. All right, let's go. I'm going to go and pull those. I'll be back. What are we doing on time?
It is 12:26.
12:26. All right, it's probably too tight to shoot another end of practice, and it's going fine already. So I got my nice fresh target face here. Got my scorecard. I'm going to go and sign in to the World Archery Scoring app. And we'll get this started, all right? So that down there is my last practice end, and we're going to get started. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, thank you.
And I'll come take a picture of it.
Yes, I need picture of those. And I need the scoring sheet because I gotta scan that QR code. Alright. Nice. Do we have like 30-something people watching? Like right off of that?
Got a hello from Turkey.
What happened?
A hello from Turkey.
Oh. All right, Bayback, got it set up. Looks like we're signed in for part 2. Don't think I messed it up. Guess we'll find out. No, it looks good though. Took my picture of the blank target. I'm not sure if you have to, but I'm gonna take one anyway because after I start poking holes in it, it won't be a blank target anymore. Let's begin round 1 and our 3 arrows. This is gonna be fun. Good luck to everybody else out there that's shooting. Maybe not this time, but sometime today. Oh. Boom. All right, made up for that second one. We'll see how that is. It's either a 28 or a 29. It's probably a 28 from here. You guys got the best view in the house. You already know the answer before I get down there. Also, I heard somebody said hi from Turkey. Thanks for joining the live stream. Appreciate you being here. Anybody has any questions? We got Dr. Judy, executive producer, back here behind the laptop. She'll be going through your questions, and I'll try to answer some between ends, before I score some arrows. So let me know. Also, if any of you that are watching, if you've shot already, how did you do? Kind of curious. There's a lot of archers shooting this, so I think it's going to be pretty awesome to see the variety of scores and such.
Do you measure the speed of your arrows?
Ooh, do I measure the speed of my arrows? Sometimes, but it's usually in testing videos. Or if I find something to be, if I can notice that it's faster than my normal arrows, like if I'm trying out different veins or like a different setup on the arrows, then I'm kind of curious on what the speed is. Usually I'm around, about 200 feet per second. Watch me get that wrong. It's been a little while since I've tested speed because, I don't know, this setup has been working, so I haven't bothered to really pay attention to it. Could be a good or a bad thing.
Do you have a pen?
No. Ruh-roh.
You just had it.
I have more. Thank you. All right. End one is in the books. 29, so that one I thought was like an 8-9 liner. Thought it was going to be an 8, but no, it's clearly a 9. Definitely cut the line. And then the other two were 10s, so that was pretty sweet. So we're going to move on to end number 2 here and see how it goes. All right. No. Boom. All right. And those two, I have two arrows that are really friendly with each other, and the one that's a little better this time. But I don't know, 29 or 30. Gotta get my contacts upgraded. I don't know, can't see it too well. It looks like a pretty nice group, though. Maybe they're all together. Well, we'll find out. Any questions?
Well, we got someone saying hi from Portugal.
Oh, hello, Portugal.
And someone else saying that they shot a 532 yesterday.
Ooh, all right. Very nice in the 532. This is very cool.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Mm.
Well, they say it's a perfect 30 right now.
Oh, is it? All right. I'll take it. Well, we're going to find out. This live streaming is really working well this time. I was trying to do this, I don't know, probably over a year ago now. And we were having a lot of troubles, but I finally hardwired everything, and I think it's really paying off because I have not had a problem with the stream dropping out.
Don't jinx it.
Keep our fingers crossed. But yesterday was good. Today's good so far. Hope it continues. All right, you were right on target with that one. It was a 30. Pretty exciting. So first 30 of the tournament on day 2 at least. We did shoot a 30 yesterday. I think it took me until end 4 or 5. What's it say?
Just 4.
End 4 I shot a 30 yesterday. So I got it on end 2 today. 2 end improvement. Does not mean anything until we get the other 8 ends completed. But we'll see how it goes.
John said, do I hear Dr. Bullseye?
Dr. Bullseye. I'm not the doctor, but we got the other doctor in the room. The real doctor in the room. She practices archery. She's coming along. She works a lot though, so it's a tough show. She could be the real Dr. Bullseye. All right. And number 3 now.
Yeah.
Oh, on that one. Low.
They said I get to be Dr. Bullseye.
Yeah, you can be Dr. Bullseye. Yeah. Oh, we're playing lines over here. All right, that one was better. Better than the first two. We're trying to stay above a 27. I'm pushing my luck, though, on that one.
Do you try other arrows, not X10s, and may you give some advice?
Other arrows besides X10s. Other arrows that aren't bad, in my opinion, would be I did like the VAPs. The VXTs weren't bad. I didn't like the finish on the outside because it felt weird going through the clicker. Like as you were drawing back, you could feel the finish they had on. It was kind of like, it was a little bumpy. It was odd. But VAPs were pretty impressive. I didn't shoot them in any tournaments or anything, but just playing around with them here at home, they were pretty close to X10s. And if I probably did a little more tuning on the bow, maybe I could get them to match. I've always consistently used X10s just because they seem to work well. I did try some Black Eagle arrows to what are they called? Not their newest one. They had like a compound outdoor arrow because they didn't make a like a Target recurve one yet. But they had like a Target compound arrow that was probably a little bit smaller than an ACC. They weren't bad either. I think the VAPs are still better than them, and they're thinner to start with. But yeah, if you're looking into a more affordable arrow and you don't want to go the Easton route at all, I would look at the VAPs by Victory Archery. If you want other Easton arrows that aren't bad, I personally used the ACCs for years when I was in college and stuff, and they worked great. ACGs didn't exist when I was starting to shoot outdoors, so that's why I used ACCs. Again, I don't see anything wrong with them. I don't know if it's worth going to the ACGs. I think they're a little more pricey. ACEs, again, could be another alternative. I've never shot them. But again, those are all Easton products. The VAPs are the only non-Easton one. Other than that, I haven't really tried other arrows. Because again, for indoors, you're back to Easton X7s, the Eclipses. I didn't really use anything outside of that, but I'm not really the biggest indoor shooter.
What do you feel the difference in Rev X compared to others like Revel?
Ooh, the Rev X compared to the Revel. The Rev X is definitely more solid. So if you want a more solid stabilizer, again, this is going to also be based on how much weight you're putting on your stabilizer. Because the more you put out there, it's going to cause it to flop more. Stabilizers in a way have a spine, kind of like arrows do. And as we put more, you put more weight out in the front or the back to adjust the spine, and you adjust the weight of your bow so the arrows spine correctly to your bow. There's kind of a philosophy of that with the stabilizers, but personally, I like the Rev X's better than the Revels. There's still some shooters out there shooting the Revels. Nothing wrong with that. Different type of rod. Definitely skinnier. The Rev X is like a hybrid because you can use it with compound. You can use it with recurve. It has that internal dampening that the things the Shrewd Onyxes had, which was a compound stabilizer. So this is kind of like the best of both worlds. It's a little bit fatter than a Revell, but then it's got the internal dampening like the Onyx. So I like it. I'm very happy with it. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the future with it, because I'm sure they're always developing it and trying to get feedback from all their shooters they have shoot it. I personally am not sponsored by them, so I'll wait and see what they come out with next. But other ones, I think, what was it? Brady shoots their rods. Rio Wild, I think, still shoots their rods. It changes every so often, but they're getting feedback from all those top shooters. So I'll see how it comes along.
Back to what you were saying before, can you compare ACC and X10s and the scores with each, maybe?
Ooh, comparing ACCs and X10s and scoring. Well, the funny thing is that switching from ACCs to X10s did not really improve my sight marks, because the ACC may be a thicker arrow, but I think it's mostly, I think it's all carbon. If I could be wrong, but I believe it's all, or maybe it's a composite. Anyway, weight wise, for some reason, the two basically weigh out pretty close, especially if you're not running like tungsten points. If you're running stainless steels, they were pretty much the same, because I remember being all excited that I was going to gain sight marks, and I think I went up like 2 full clicks or something when I switched to X10s, and I was like, oh, that's it. I was ready to be able to like move my sight up drastically, but basically it went up like 2 full rotations from what I can remember. Remember, this is like 2012, 13ish. I switched from like ACCs to X10s. But the ACCs were tanks. Like, I would miss and slam them into a fully grown oak tree, pull them out. Not only was the point still good, but the shaft was fine too. You do that with an X10, the tungstens, well, especially the Easton ones, either broke or got damaged, and then they usually ram themselves all the way up through the aluminum core with the carbon on the outside. They just rammed themselves up here and just mushroomed your whole arrow, and then it was like, well, you're in the garbage now. That was not, I don't think I ever had a problem with that with the ACCs. Maybe if I hit something like steel or something with them. So honestly, like, if you're going to get into outdoors, I'd buy a nice affordable set of ACCs or a comparable priced arrow, and then you don't have to worry about, like, they're expensive, yes, but they're not like $500 plus expensive like the X10s are. And then you can have a great experience shooting with not that much. I don't think it's a huge performance loss. I remember coming in like the top 10 for college division shooting ACCs, and I was just under 600 points on the I was probably in like the high 580s, low 590s. Granted, now I'm shooting like 630, 600 plus, 630s, depending on the, if I'm at home. Last tournament I just shot was a 621 with X10s. So yeah, a little bit of performance increase, but we're also talking a span of like 8 years. So depends on your budget, your skill level, what you're willing to literally lose if you hit something other than the target. So kind of up to you on that one. All right, let's go. We're going to go and count this end, see if I pulled out a 27 or not. Is it 3 nines? We'll get around to it. Maybe that'll be after I get this shooting. All right, we're back. That was a tough 26 there. That one was an 8. We got 2 9s. I was hoping the last one was a 10. That would have saved my butt, but that's all right. We got another end. That one's behind us now. We are shooting 18 meters. Somebody was asking. This is 18 meters. I put it on the target cam too, just to clarify. Yes, 18 meters, official indoor distance of World Archery. I heard somebody said hi from Iceland. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Got a lot of people around here. I'm in New Jersey right now, USA, and there's a lot of people that take trips to Iceland. Quite the hot spot, it sounds like. I personally have not been there, but sounds intriguing. I personally may skip in the winter, no offense, but it sounds like you guys get way too much snow for my liking. We'll get back to questions after this end. We got Dr. Judy behind the computer. She's our producer, so you got any questions, send them through her. She'll go through them and send them my way. Moving around, Anthony. Ugh. Guys, you make me so nervous. Barely squeaked out the line on that one. All right. Put it back together.
Your release is going out.
Oh, yeah? I've been informed my release sucks by my producer. That's my problem, everybody. Alright, a little better. It wasn't a 26. At least I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Yeah, that's either 3 9s or 2 9s and a 10. We'll find out. We have any questions?
Yeah, what's your stabilizer setup right now? Like rod lengths, angles, and weight?
Ooh. I gotta get a measuring tape. Because I honestly don't know off the top of my head. It's kind of sad. But we definitely got some angle down. I guess we would call that... Is it 4 degrees? I have it set... So I have the Atlas V bars by Shrewd. I have them set on the down pitch of 4, and I have them spread to 6 on both sides. For lengths, I think this is a 28-inch rod. But by the time you add in the 4-inch extension here, this another inch or 2 between these, we're basically flirting with like 32 inches. The side rods are long. They're like 14s or 15s, not counting the V-boxes and the weights. But I'll get a measuring tape later, and we can get some official numbers on that.
Do you know the weights?
Oh, the actual weight-wise, if you count the dampeners, it's basically 4 ounces on the rear, the side V-bars, and I think it's like 6 ounces or so on the front. Basically, what I'm looking for is the bow to balance a certain way. Usually, like, it kind of just wants to sit like this. It's kind of hard to show it in the camera and hold it at the same time. But I don't want it to like totally want to flop this way, but I don't want it standing straight up. So I look for like a medium ground. It's something my coach looks for. So I basically copy what he goes with, because it seems to work and it seems to help out my shooting. Weight placement, though, I actually went by what Jack Williams, I think he's ranked number 1 now. I think he's number 1 in the USA now. Goes by. I have most of them out in front. I have them all out in front of my V boxes, and that I noticed I shot a little bit better at long distance with that kind of setup. It took just a little bit more vibration out, having the V box basically flush with the stabilizer rod and the weights out in front of that. I'll open the window a little bit here. Oh, no, close that one. We're going to turn this up. All right. Getting a little toasty in here. I had to turn off the heater. I'm going to go check out the score on that and report back to you guys before we start in number 5.
Yeah, this is 4.
We're on number 4 now, so number 5's coming right up. That one's better.
Someone said that this is better from the back.
All right, we're back. 3.9, so pulled out a 27, which is good because I'm trying to maintain a 27 and up. Would have loved 110 out of the bunch, but that's okay. We're going to go and shoot end number 5 here. We'll see how that goes. Low. Move the sight, make them adjustable, even though I'm probably doing some weird stuff. Alright, well, better. Still low. Aha! Think that might be what a 10 looks like. We'll find out though. Hopefully that is a 28, because that would be productive. Not as productive as a 30, but Well, we'll take 28.
2 questions.
Oh, 2 questions. All right.
First one, advantages to dampeners on the site.
Dampeners on the site. I feel like there's a little less site vibration with the dampeners on the site. Or a little less site noise. This is a really old Shibuya site. And if you can see it, it rocks a little. Yeah, I should probably buy a new one. I haven't gotten around to it. I'm buying other things. It's also been doing that for years, a couple of years now, so don't think this is just something that happened. So I've been shooting pretty well with a rocky sight. It doesn't move when I'm aiming, and it technically doesn't move position. So it in theory it should be fine, but I should get a new one.
Have you tried the Fairweather tab? I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I have tried the Fairweather tab. I did a whole review video on it. And I liked the simplicity of it. It's pretty cool how you get it to be, it's sized to your ring size, which I think is pretty neat. And then the fact that it's all held together by one screw, so if you want to change faces, it's a piece of cake. Ironically, I actually felt like my release stayed in a little bit better. But my only tough spot is that I'm used to shooting this one for so long, this AAE Gold one, that it was hard to just switch to it. The only other thing that surprised me is I actually got better sight marks with it. I would actually have to raise my sight up even at 70 because I was shooting higher when I used that finger tab. And I could switch mid-end between the two, and all my shots with the AAE one were all low, and then all my shots with the Fairweather one were high. And it was pretty noticeable. I want to say I was in like the 8 ring or so, like 7-8 ring with the Fairweather, while I would be shooting maybe a 10 with the AAE one. So it was quite a few clicks even at 70, which is impressive. I was talking to them about it, and it probably has to do something with just like how my fingers are sitting on the finger tab and and the placement of my hand in relation to the knock and things like that. They said they had a couple other archers report something similar. It's not a bad thing at all. But if you're looking for a nice, well-made tab by somebody that definitely has, good archery experience, definitely check out the Fairweather tab. Simon Fairweather is quite accomplished. He did take individual gold at the Sydney Olympics in 2000. So really awesome guy. Big into barebow right now. At least last time I talked to him. But yeah, no, good tab. Definitely check it out if it's something you're into. I recommend it.
One more?
Sure. One more question.
Do you have plans of testing or switching to either the Axel XP site or the Shibuya Ultima Pro?
Let's see. Switching sites to the new Excel or the Shibuya. So I was actually trying to get them to both companies to get me to send me like test ones, like not ones I get to keep, but ones that they get back that I could do like reviews and stuff on. And the whole virus kind of hit, and I put a lot of that stopped immediately, which is understandable because they have to see what's going on. But I was kind of interested in the Shibuya one more. One, because I currently have one that I've had for years. I know the True Ball XL one is made really well, and there's a lot of top archers that use it. And I played around with it, and they got some solid engineering. But I don't know. I'm really up in the air about it. I like how the new Ultima, you can get different sizes for it, so you can have a super minimalist sight that you can just move up or down for. You can actually move where it mounts up or down for indoors or outdoors, and you don't have a lot of a big height, big bar up front. I don't know. I like that idea. It kind of reminds me of the Angel Archery sight that nobody seems to really use, which is intriguing. It's kind of like an upside down sight because the aperture is all the way out there by itself, and you actually adjust it from the side of the bow. But I don't know. I would probably be more than happy with either one, just because they're both top class sights. But I don't know. I am more interested in the Shibuya one, just because it plays. I think it plays with the norm we're used to. Like, we're used to a sight looking a certain way, and they've kind of played with that notion. Like, they've changed it, and I kind of want to see if it's an improvement over what we currently have. When you get to a certain point with equipment, it's a lot of personal preference stuff and what you like more than the other. All right, let's see what I shot. Maybe I did even better than I thought, and I shot like a 29. But I'm thinking it's a 28. I hope it's not another 27. But I guess can't be choosy here. I shot the shots already. All right, so that actually was a 29. Pretty sweet. I am going to make a little sight adjustment, though, because I don't like them being so close to the line. Yes, it's probably my release coming out a little bit, but they make sights adjustable. You pay extra for that. So I might as well adjust it, and if I suddenly start having a better release, then I just take some clicks out of it and move it back in, or move it back out. So I'm gonna click it in a click or two, see what that brings us. Maybe it's kind of like the what was it? That golfing one where they're like, take something out of one pocket, put it in the other. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. Well, I have no idea either. I know it exists. I just don't know what the movie's called. The internet, you guys, you can roast me on it.
Yeah. Let us know.
I'm terrible at pop culture, so.
Educate us.
I don't think it might be, is it Caddyshack? I don't know. All right, let's go round 6.
Woo!
See, the sight adjustment has paid dividends already. Nope, that wasn't going to pay dividends. Yeah. Not the best. But if I hadn't clicked the sight in, hopefully that's a 8-9 liner, but I hadn't clicked it in, what would it have been?
Bad.
Would have been an 8. We're not thinking about them. Just point arrows in the center of the target. Ooh, jumping on that one. Ain't no liner on that side. Alright, maybe we pull a 28 out of it. First one was great. Last two, they could use some work. But we have more ends. Do not fear. See how it turns out.
Question.
Alright, we got a question.
What string are you using?
Aha! So I make my own strings. But we are using, it's not Fast Light because they went out of business. BCY Spectra. Oh, this is bad. Anyway, BCY Spectra, and then there's some numbers. I'm using that 20 strands. We're using the Angel Archery though, ASB, I think it is. I don't. So I only make strings for myself, and I don't make one, and it's great for like 4, 5, 6 months. So then I kind of forget some things, and then I have to look at my book because I have a book. See that's the key. For all this stuff, every time you change things, you gotta have a book of what you changed from. I actually overheard it one time. Brady was talking to some people, we're shooting on the same target or whatever, and somebody's asking him, "Hey, you got different knocks?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I look back in my notes, because he's like, I keep track of every single change I make to my bow. I put a click into my plunger. I write it down in this book. I go up 2 strands on a string. I put it down in this book." And then he said I shoot with it for a while, and then if I'm not doing, I'm not making good scores, or if I keep changing things, and I'm like, this path I took isn't looking good. He's like, I look back and I go and see what I was doing previously when I was winning everything. And he was telling this other very accomplished archer that, and I'm just standing right here. It's not like I'm like sneaking over, like we're just literally right next to each other. And I was like, all right, well, if number 1 in the world writes down all his stuff, so should I. Like, maybe he doesn't know it off the top of his head, but the major lesson is always write down your stuff, because right now, like, I know it's Spectra, but it's got a number, but I don't know, exactly what it is, but I have it written down, so therefore it cannot be forgotten unless it burns in a fire or something, which would be tragic. So hope that that helps you out. Lengthwise is funny because I actually do the length custom for every single bow, because even though I'm shooting nothing but 70-inch bows, there is a difference in string length based on the limbs, on the riser, on the brand of riser. All of that comes into effect. I do a Korean style, I guess we'll call it, on that whole setup. Like, I make my strings, and their stretched length, their pre-stretched length is the brace height that I want to run, and then I let them stretch, and then I put twists in up to a certain amount of twists that then bring it back to the correct brace height. But when the string is created, it is at the right brace height, and then it stretches out of the brace height, and then that's how it gets its twists. I don't know if that's something everybody else does, but for some reason it made my strings a whole lot better.
We have another question.
No.
Opinions on Hoyt Formula X versus XL. XI. X versus XI.
All right. Well, besides the little plane that's flying over us currently, because my town actually has an airport, a small airport, as you can hear. You can probably hear the propeller plane, single-engine propeller plane flying. X versus XI. I did not shoot. Actually, I probably shot the X in Vegas the year it came out. I'm pretty sure that's the bow I said somebody's going to shoot a new world record with it because it seems like a really consistent qualification bow. Like once you're cooking with it, you just seem to just like if you're having a good day and your form's good, you're just going to put arrows into the center all day long. And that's funny because I think that was the same year that Brady shot the new world record with 70. No, I'm going to get this wrong too. 702. But then the XI came out after that, and I think the only improvement on the XI is it's the same riser, but it has the string tension adjustments. And I like the string tension adjustments personally, and there's a lot of top archers, and most of these people are not sponsored that run different adjustments. You have a fair amount of top archers that run it in the highest setting, which is that performance setting. I run it in the performance setting personally. I have not met too many people that run it in the hybrid. That's supposed to be a mix of performance and smooth. But there's a fair amount of people that run it into the smooth setting, and some of them are top shooters in the United States. I haven't gotten to talk to too many international people about it because of what's going on. So I think it added more variety to people's setups because again at that price point, it's about obviously build consistency and quality control you're paying for, but you're also paying for the ability to adjust your bows in ways that makes it just more comfortable and more forgiving for you and your particular form and the little quirks and nuances that every person has that makes their shot, slightly different than the next. Even the Korean shooters, I have friends that follow all of them. They talk to them all the time, and even those top Korean shooters, they all shoot slightly different, and it's just a matter of really paying attention to it. It's not all identical because there are personal preferences to it, and I think the more options you get with a bow, I think the better, and I think that's something that comes at that higher price tag too. So it isn't just about paying more money. There should be some good trade-offs for customizing it. We're going to go and pull those, and I'm actually going to run inside real quick too after we do those because I have ran out of Propel and water. So while I'm gone, let me know your favorite drink of choice at the archery range. I do water all the way full, and then I have little packets of Propel. I put one packet in there, shake it up, and we're good to go. There's zero sugar, but there's electrolytes and things like that. So let me know what you guys like. It's always interesting to see what other archers are into. You okay? Wasn't too bad. The first shot was fantastic. I'm really happy I adjusted that sight there. That would have totally been me. that would have been wrong.
1 point short of yesterday.
Alright, I'm back. I made it. Got the drink filled up. That was a 28.
Yes.
So, not too bad. We will see what we can do during the course of the next couple of events here.
Oh, someone says they have Pocari Sweet plus ice cold water on the side.
Pocari? Like,
Pocari?
Pocari?
What's Pocari?
I don't know. What is Pocari?
Pocari. Pocari Sweet?
Pocari Sweet? I'm not sure what Pocari Sweet is. Sounds interesting. It will have to be Googled later, unless you want to explain it to me in the in the comments, in the chat.
It's a Japanese sports drink.
Really? Okay.
Cool.
All right, we looked it up. Japanese sports drink. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it. Always interested in trying different things. And then you mix it with water. That's what I used to do with the Gatorade. I used to mix my Gatorade half with water.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's Pocari Sweat, not sweet.
Pocari Sweat?
Yeah.
All right.
My bad.
I think about at least a little while on that one. It kind of felt better than the first one, to be honest. But we'll see. We got a third one here. I think I made that work. Might be 27.
Question time.
All right, now here we have a question.
Have you used fat arrows for indoor? What is your opinion for fat arrows?
I have used fat arrows for indoors. Have I used them recently? No. So my biggest thing is, if I'm going to use them, I feel like I need to use the biggest size legally possible, because honestly, my X10s fly pretty good. I may not be giving the best example of them currently, but they really fly good, especially if I manage to shoot them correctly. With the fatter arrows, it always seems like it's so like hit or miss. And I've talked to other archers about this too, that some of them shoot quite well. It seems like you gotta be on. Yeah, it gives you a better chance of like hitting the center, but tuning wise, they always seem they're in the same ballpark of, if I'm going to use a fat arrow, I'm going to use the biggest one. So here we are trying to tune like 23s, and it seems like it just becomes so dependent on having a really good release every time, and just to have it consistently in the center. And then like when you're on, you're doing great. It just seems like the X10s and the outdoor arrows, I guess because we tune so much to get them how we want them at 70, that they just fly fine at 18. That's been my case. I've tried 23s before, and I got them to technically tune, but I was back in the ballpark. If I shot a good shot, like lights out, I'm just punching out X's. They're dead center 10X's. But the minute I did something funky, like I did on like 2 of those shots, I wouldn't get 9s out of it, or maybe 8s. I would get like 7s or 6s. and that's just too costly for indoors, especially if you're trying to get to like the top percentage of of the tournament. Maybe it's something I'll play with more down the road. Like I haven't shot big arrows in like 4 or 5 years now. I think at least 4 years. I haven't shot big arrows. I don't even know if I actually own a full dozen of big arrows, fat arrows anymore. Like that's how long it's been. But it's not bad. If you can get them to work, then go for it. If you're starting out shooting, you should just buy indoor arrows to shoot. Don't you don't need X10s to shoot indoors well. But if you're somebody that's shooting, indoors and outdoors, I personally would just stick with your outdoor set, especially if you have like X10s or something that's already tuned up. I don't see the sense in like playing with the bow. Yes, you can write down all your settings and stuff, but I'd rather just leave it be. All right, let's go and score that in, and we'll be back. We're progressing quite nicely. It's going pretty well. I'm happy with it. Would like a little bit tighter groups, preferably in the center, but I have to make that happen myself, so it'll come along. Alright, we made it a 10 and 2 9s, so again, not bad. Staying above that 27 we're looking for. We want 27s and up. That's just kind of like the mini personal goal here. So not looking too bad. We're kind of keeping pace with yesterday, even though I think personally my target looks better so far than my target did yesterday. But we're still a little behind, I think, on the overall scoring value, but we still have, 3 ends?
Yeah.
So this is end number 7.
We just did 7.
We just did 7?
Yeah.
Oh, we're starting end number 8.
Yep.
So we have 3 more ends because I haven't shot end number 8 yet, and we can see if we can make up some of that point difference. We'll see. We just have to shoot the arrows, so. All right. Ugh. 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 We can shoot arrows. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Wow, making moves here. I don't know if they're both 10s, but definitely 3 better arrows than the recent few. So pretty good. Any questions?
Not yet.
All right. If anybody has any questions, we got Dr. Judy behind the computer here. She's our executive producer. You know, we got a big budget here at Sure Shot Archery. You can support our big budget here. We now make tungsten points for Easton X10s and Pro Tours, and any arrow that accepts Easton tungsten size points. We have our own Sure Shot Archery tungsten. You can go on sureshotarchery.org and check out. You can check them out, see what we have to say about our own points. You can get on the wait list, because there is currently a wait list, because they are sold out. They are very popular. So hopefully some of the people that have them will be making some review videos of them, letting you know their independent feedback, because I had a whole bunch of people that bought them and they told me that, hey, I'm going to test these out and I'm going to make videos on them. I was like, sweet, do it. So I can't wait to see what they have to say. I got a couple top archers using them as well in the US, so I can't wait to see them shoot them at some tournaments, maybe indoor, but probably outdoor. We'll see. Let's go down and count those. Everything else perfect. You're lucky watching. That end turned out quite nice. We got two 10s and one 9. Beautiful 29 down there. That 9 was the first shot. The last 2 were 10s. So that was good. We'll see. We got 2 more ends left.
We got a question.
And before we get started on end number 9, we got a question.
Do you like KSL Jet 6 vanes? They work pretty well for Mr. V-Lord.
All right, Mr. V-Lord. Yes, I do like the KSL Jet 6 vanes. I think they're really good. The only little thing is, if you do damage them, I would definitely recommend replacing the vanes, because on occasion, and it is kind of rare, but it is important, on occasion if you damage the leading edge of the vane too much, you can get some weird flight with the back of the arrow kind of spinning just kind of wildly. Odds are it will hit the target at 70, but it may not, and it's probably not going to go where you want to aim it. Other than that, though, they seem to perform really well, and I use them. I switch vanes all the time to different companies and stuff, trying to test out new things, see how it works, so that I can give you guys feedback on what's going on. I will be doing videos in the future on XS wings. I have a ton of different kinds. So many, I kind of got overwhelmed with that. So I really have to kind of sort out how I want to go through them. Because XS Wings is pretty wild too. They got an unbelievable amount of colors and then all different kinds of profiles and lengths and things. So that'll probably be the next big vane video. Right now I'm shooting the Brady vanes. They worked well. They worked well all outdoor season. I do have a review video on those too. But yeah, nothing wrong with the Jet 6 vanes. Definitely a good vane. And it's good because we don't need a single vane that just runs the entire market. Because yes, I'm sure the manufacturer of said vane would love, that to be their vane. But if we have like 3 or 4 vanes that are really good, then I think it kind of challenges all of them to see if there's ways to improve how they make their vanes. It challenges archers to really like test out what vanes work well for that particular archer. And things like that. So I think it is good having like a variety of high quality vanes, because I feel like for years it was just spin wings, and now spin wings have competition. They may not like it, but I really think it's good for the rest of us. It should be good for pricing too, which would be nice, because vanes, some of these vane companies have crazy ideas on how much they want to charge for some vanes for arrows. All right, so back to end number 8 here. 9. And number 9 here. We got 3 arrows to shoot. We'll see how it goes. Ugh. Yeah. Anthony, what are you doing? Alright, there's a 9 on that one. Not too bad. Let's fold it together. Not on the other side, maybe. Maybe the 28. All right, first one was really nice, and then I did so on the other 2. That's all right. Questions? All right, we got questions.
Do you review your recorded shots after a training?
No. I don't review my recorded shots. So, I'm pretty lucky. I actually shoot at my parents' house, which is also my house. Yeah. So my mom has actually been my coach she's like my at-home coach for a long time now. I have another coach. I shoot at SW Archery up in like North New Jersey. And Sungwoo is my my main go-to coach. We work on different form things, but my mom's like there for a lot of them. And since she's here at home, and she goes to the tournaments to kind of like help me manage everything that I got going on, she basically actively gives me feedback, which is like I know probably rare for a lot of people to have somebody that's just going to be there every time. So because of that, I don't really do much video. If I'm having a really strange problem that I can't figure out what I'm doing, then on the very rare occasion I will video myself. I have the capability, like this camera right here, I get some pretty good slow motion out of. I have a GoPro that I can get some good slow motion out of. Supposedly iPhones are pretty good, but I don't own one of those. I have a Android, so. But yeah, no, really, video feedback's good. It hasn't been needed in my current shooting situation, or at least my shooting situation for the last like 15 years or so. So I know I'm very lucky and in the quite in the minority on people that get to have a coach here basically every arrow they shoot. Right now, I got Dr. Judy filling in, but
when you switched from Win and Win and MK and other brands to Hoyt, did your results change?
So when I switched from the other brands to Hoyt, my results did change. Funny enough, and I still would take it with a grain of salt because my performance was good. I wish it was against the full field, granted, and not knocking on anybody, but most of the top shooters were there, at least for the men's division anyway. So it was a pretty reasonable measurement, but this was actually my best outdoor season. I don't know, maybe so far out of all the years I've shot national events. I don't know if the 621 is my highest score ever, but I feel like overall I got more consistent with the Hoyt. Is it the perfect bow? No, but it seems to be working really well for me, and I'm honestly not having an issue with it. It'll be interesting to see what other companies come out with. I still have my set of Win and Win limbs. I don't have the gray riser anymore because I had to give that back. But I bought my Win and Win limbs. Win and Win has never sent me any products. My MK stuff, I purchased all of that, and I still have all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I had this bow, wanted to test it out and make videos about it. So, I have to shoot this one in order to give you guys feedback on it. I can't just look at the thing and go, this is how it should look, or I can't just go and shoot 30 arrows down range with it and try to sell you on something. I've put 60,000 arrows through this bow and had my best outdoor shooting season in at minimum in least recent memory. I shot really well this year. So that to me does say a lot about this current Formula XI with the Hoyt Velos Formula limbs setup. They definitely did a good job. Don't know if it's for everybody, but it definitely sends arrows downrange, especially when the archer is doing his or her part too.
Quick question: what is the draw weight on the bow?
Draw weight on this bow is 46 pounds at full draw. The limbs, though, now just to give you perspective, the limbs are 42-pound limbs. All right, so these are 42-pound long limbs, but I'm pulling 46 pounds on them. So don't think you need to buy 46-pound limbs unless you have a really short draw length or something like that. So yes, 42-pound limbs, but I draw 46 pounds when I'm at full draw. All right, let's go down and count those. We're looking pretty good. We'll see. We got one more end after this.
Woo.
actually, I technically shot better today. The grouping is more consistent. All right, I'm back. 28 on that one. We're actually tied with yesterday, which is funny. So on the ninth end yesterday, I had the same score as I have currently, which is a
254.
I have a 254 right now, and I had a 254 on end number 9 yesterday. So we're gonna see if I can beat myself. I didn't leave myself a big door. We're gonna shoot arrows and have fun, because that's the whole point. At the end of the day, anyway, I shoot this sport because I enjoy it. I have a blast doing it, and if I shoot some good scores and they feel good, then all the better. All right, let's see what happens. Then we're gonna do one without an arrow. All right, just like that. Just like that. Yeah. Back. Alrighty. Got one more. Oh, you're gonna be great, Arrow. We'll see. We'll see where it lands. Oh, felt good. Don't know if it's what I needed. So, you guys know the answer better than I do. All three of them didn't shoot too bad. I'm happy with it. I need a 29 to tie yesterday. I need a 30 to beat it. I'm very sure that first arrow is too high. I do not know about the other two, so I will find out when I walk down there. If I have any guesses on how the universe spins, it's probably a 28. Because that would be ironic. Because if I know for a fact I shot tighter groups today than I did yesterday. And my score is not, it's either going to be tied or probably not going to be higher. Which would be hilarious, because I definitely feel like my shooting was more in the gold. And we'll double check. I'll count my 8s. But I'm pretty sure I had like 3 8s or 4 8s yesterday.
You were 3.
I had 3 8s yesterday.
And 1 today.
And I had 1 8 today. So I shot a lot more 9s. A lot more 9s. But my big guess is I shot less 10s. And it kind of seems like that. So we'll see what happens. But pretty fun so far. I'll be back though. We're not gonna just cut the feed right here. So I'll be back. Do we have questions?
Do you do videos on how to improve your form and get better? If not, do you plan to in the future?
All right, videos on how to improve your form and get better. I have not done videos on stuff like that. It's in my opinion, it's tough. And kind of hear me out on this. From how I see it, and all my years of shooting, different coaches, different ways of shooting. I had people teaching me, how they shot back in like the 70s. I have, world class. I've had world class coaches that basically set a standard of form for an entire country. At one point, shooting like a totally different way. So for me to say like a particular form works and stuff, no. I might do in the future. I might do videos about like training related things that have worked for me, because again I work a regular job and I'm doing all this archery stuff at the same time, so I have time to shoot, but I don't have the time to shoot that other archers have. I don't have a whole day. I'm not at like the Olympic Training Center, and I'm not like a resident, so it's not like I have all day to shoot. So probably in that aspect, but not geared to a particular form, because I personally believe at the end of the day, you shoot whatever works for you, as long as one, you're not hurting yourself, and then two, you're not hurting you're not affecting anybody else. You're not swinging your bow into, across their shooting lane into your shooting lane. You're not drawing super high to pull back your bow. As long as you're not doing stuff like that, and you're not like really hurting yourself from shooting, I personally don't care how you shoot. But I know way too many people that get stuck on this is how you have to shoot train, and then next thing I know, they're not shooting anymore because it didn't work for them, or they didn't go, they missed something in, understanding how they should do it. And next thing you know, they're hurting their arms, they're hurting their backs, and it's just a shame. So definitely not on a particular form train, but I might do some videos in the future about things that I've done that I feel like correlate to helping you out and helping you have better shooting form and just more consistency. Just like how I was doing some of those drawbacks of my bow without any arrow. People complain about that. Oh, why are you pumping the bow? It's not going to get you better shots. I beg to differ. I've been doing some more of that, and more so during a tournament, just to reset myself. But at practice, I basically do what they would call like SPTs or whatever, but kind of like my own take on them. And it's really helped my shooting and really helped me, make my core a little bit more solid, because I am bending backwards less to shoot my shot, because this was a kind of a thing, because then the whole bow cants, and then I'm like, so I'm doing a lot less of that. I'm doing more of the boom. Still not perfect, but I'm getting there. That should answer your question.
Yeah. They would love if you did that. Also, how long have you been shooting?
Ooh, okay, so I started shooting. Ooh, okay, so I don't know years. I'll just do about how old I was. So I am currently 28 years old. I'll be 29 next year in March. So I started shooting when I started shooting with a real bow that was manufactured by a company. It was a PSE Bullseye back when I turned 13 and I got my first archery lessons. So from 13 to 28, I've been like shooting, but previously, before then, I live in the woods here, so as a kid that read a lot of history books and things like that, I decided I can make my own bow out of wood. Why not? I have plenty of trees here. So I actually made myself a cedar, like longbow basically. And it worked great for a couple years until I was at full draw one day shooting it, and it snapped right above my arm, and I could feel the top limb with all of its shards of wood fly past my head. And then what did I get for Christmas or my birthday the next that year? I got a manufactured bow. But I did actually, my first bow was one that I made, and then I just put a piece of string on it. not counting this piece of wood here, this is my first bow. And this is the piece that snapped off. This flew past my head. Yeah, so that would have went into my face. So yes, this is the piece. This is the cedar, and then this is another string, but it was the same. All I took was a piece of twine, and I tied it to the ends. And being a kid, I thought the bow should bend with like 11 years old, should bend with the string before the string bends. Look. So after it broke in half and I didn't have a bow, I drilled it into this manufactured piece of wood. This is just like a 1x1 or whatever. And I would shoot it like this. Look, I even put a little piece of moleskin here. I kid you not, this is my original bow, and then this is my second bow once I added this. I've kept it around because it's comical, because here and now I am shooting, a real piece of artwork, but this is what 10-year-old or 11-year-old Anthony created.
Aw, Crazy Mods made his first bow too. Been shooting for about almost 2 years now.
Oh, see, there you go. Welcome to the Make Your Own Bow squad. Hopefully yours is made better than mine, especially since I almost blinded myself for life, so... I wasn't injured at all, luckily, but it was definitely kind of wild, because here I am, and and I'm just holding, I'm like, well, that's not good. All right, I'm going to head down and pull those arrows, take a picture of my target for World Archery, sign my scorecard and stuff, take a picture of that, and I'll be back before we wrap up the live stream. But everybody that's still here, thank you so much for coming. I will be right back, though.
Oh, Crazy Ma said his was just a flexible piece of wood. It worked, but he actually started with a slingshot.
All right, slingshot to flexible piece of wood. The flexible piece of wood was probably a better idea than mine. I then later found out cedar was a terrible idea to build a bow out of. All right, so there we have it. It was a 27. So it was less. We still got the 3 in the gold, though. We stayed basically within our objective of saying 27 and up. I shot that 126 end, which wasn't within the goal. We made up for it, though. Did we shoot 230s or 130?
Just one.
Just 130 and a 29.
229s.
229s.
329s.
Oh, no, we're up to 329s.
Do I hear 4? No, just kidding.
All right, so we ended with a
281.
281
For a total of 564.
for a total of a 564. And that is actually I think that's one of my, ironically, it's like one of my best indoor scores. Figures I'm shooting it at home. It is weird shooting at home here, though. It's definitely not something I am used to. Like, I score at home, but not like this. So it's pretty neat that for some reason it feels like a tournament, but it feels different than a tournament.
Someone says, for now, you're the 4th archer from the USA.
Oh, really? Who's beating me? Did Brady shoot? Brady probably shot.
I don't know.
It's probably on INSCO. Well, cool. I don't mind being number 4. Hope they're not mad I shot this over 2 days. I did not read anywhere in their directions that you couldn't do it. They had it open for 2 days, so I figured I could shoot half and half. I don't know if they do that at other World Indoor Series, but I do go to Vegas every year and I sign up for Championship Division for the World Indoor Series, and you do shoot 2 days of 30 arrows each. So I figured I would follow that format. Also, personally, because I'm doing this live stream here and shooting, it definitely feels like I am shooting 60 arrows twice. Not that you guys are a lot of work, but there is some gymnastics here, like mentally, of, all right, time to shoot arrows. All right, hey, what's up? It's kind of going back and forth. It definitely is. It is more work than just sitting here plugging arrows. Nobody else is really. You get your one person or two people watching you. So this is definitely more of a challenge, which I'm not complaining about. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so happy that the stream has been up and running consistently. I will probably play around with doing some fun stuff at 70, and I'll announce it now because it's going well. I will have every intention of shooting every single World Cup Indoor Series online. All of them that are going to be going on, unless for some reason I'm not physically here, I'm going to try to shoot all of them live stream just like this, because I think it's great and I'm having a good time and it's consistent. In the past, when my internet connection wasn't good, it was really frustrating because I'm trying to talk with you guys and it's going in and out and the audio's cutting out and things like that. But since we look like we're nice and stable here, I really am going to try to do more of this. No questions? All right. I took my pictures for World Archery. I got to run them upstairs to submit them. Other than that, this was a lot of fun. We'll see how the next ones go. I didn't really practice too much. I will probably make sure that I only shoot one target at a time. I was shooting a whole bunch, and I don't think it was helping me because I was moving all around. So I think when I practice for 18, when the next one comes up, I think the next one's December 12th or so. I'm gonna make sure I do a little more practice at 18 meters, see if I can pull out a better score. I feel like I can do better. This wasn't bad. I'm really happy with it, but I definitely feel like I can give you guys a better performance. I will be actually shooting 70 probably tomorrow because that's my spot. That's my thing, and that's why we have the shooting shack here, because it's awfully cold in New Jersey, and it's only going to get colder the next couple of months. So it'll be perfect for that.
We do have a question.
Oh, we have a question? One more question?
What's a good stabilizer set with the bar and side rods and V-bar included? Side rods and V-bar included.
Ooh. Good stabilizer set with side rods and V-bars included. I'm not sure if you mean like as a package or just who makes. Basically, any company makes a good set per se. It's going to depend on what your price range is. If you're looking at like high end stabilizers, then your Shrewd and Ramrods are going to be up there. If for lower end stabilizers that are still good, I think Ramrods makes some nice affordable ones. Maybe look into.
He's looking for a package.
A package? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about stabilizer packages. Maybe like Cartel. I haven't shot their stuff in a very long time, but my very first stabilizer, when I was probably like 14 or 15, probably like 14 years old, I had a Cartel stabilizer set up. That might have came as a package. I don't know if anybody offers a complete kit or
You're
not.
looking at the Crown stabilizer set?
I have not heard of Crown. I'm not sure. We'll see if I have. There's no Wi-Fi out here, so we'll see if my phone works. Let's see. Oh, we got some. Oh, there's one at Lancaster. If this is the right one, we'll see. We're loading. Oh, okay, they do have a complete set. Alright, it's got 11 reviews. It's probably not too bad. Let's see. Oh, and is there a discount? Right. They probably have their Black Friday sales. We'll see if they have Black Friday sales. Kit 30-inch front rod is good. All right, 10-inch side rods, 4-inch extension, 4-inch V-bar. All right. Stabilizer weight. And it comes with dampener and weights. Let's see. Can't really get to zoom in here, but it doesn't look too bad. Probably a little bit more expensive than the Cartel one, but it's probably better made, and also we're talking about 10, 12 years in the future now. That was 12 years ago. I got that, but yeah, I think if you can, especially if you can get a sale on it for like Black Friday. I know Lancaster does some Black Friday deals. I don't know what they have going on this year, but the kit with the 30-inch front stabilizer, that's pretty good for everybody. 10-inch side rods is pretty standard. I know I'm running like 14s or 15s, but that's kind of that's a little unique. That's not really a standard thing. 4-inch extension I actually have currently on here, and the V-bar, even though it doesn't look like it's adjustable, but that's fine. I think you're probably good with going for the Crown stabilizer set. Again, I have not used it, but you are getting dampeners with it, and you're getting weights. So I think that's a good entry into having some stabilization and balance and vibration reduction on your bow. I would go for it, especially if Lancaster carries it. They carry a lot of products, but from my understanding, they usually try to make sure that like it's legit stuff. Like they're not. Lancaster's really big into promoting archery and trying to help grow the sport, so they're not going to have people. They're not going to sell products that aren't, up to a particular standard.
They're looking at that one or the Pinnacle stabilizer set, if you know if either of them are good.
Pinnacle. Let's see.
Pinnac.
We'll look at the Pinnacle stabilizer set. Oh, okay. Lancaster also has that one. They're. Oh, that one is $100 more. Oh, this one I can zoom in on. Ooh, it looks like they have metal end caps, which is nice. And do they come with dampeners? All right, you got some good weight. You got some good weight on there. Let's see. Unless I'm missing it, I do not see them mentioning dampeners on that one. I do not know if they're built in on the Pinnacle. I don't know if they're built into the weights. See, the other one though, the Crown comes with, it says it comes with dampeners and end weight. The other one just comes with weights. So you're probably going to get some more dampening effect. Granted, the Crown carbon stabilizer set's not telling you what type of carbon it is. The other one's advertising it's 3K carbon, which kind of tells you something, but also doesn't really tell you that much either. Honestly, if it's your first stabilizer set, I would say save the $100. Go with the Crown just so that you can gain the experience. It has 11 5-star reviews, so it can't be the Crown one can't be bad at all. How many reviews does?
They say it's a bit out of my budget, but I want to buy something good one time.
Good one time. I think you're still probably in a good spot for the Crown ones, because even at $240, I don't know if you'd have to go higher than that to really get into something that you would consider like superior. I think you'll probably still get your money's worth just fine out of the Crown. Save the $100. You can put that to coaching or arrows or range time or things like that. I think it'll be better spent than spending the extra $100 on basically the same stabilizer that doesn't come. It doesn't look like the Pinnacle comes with any dampeners, which you're going to want because I have dampeners. I have weights and dampeners, and it doesn't look like theirs comes with weights and dampeners. So of course, completely up to you. But that would be my take on it. I would go with the Crown, save the money, get the experience. It's not going to just fall apart. My Cartel ones that I got as a kid, and Cartel's not exactly known as the most high-end brand. They have some all right stuff, but some of the other stuff's kind of sometimes questionable. They have not fallen apart, and they're years old. They're 12 years old. So I think you're probably fine with those. But again, up to you. It is your money, but that is my take. All right, hope that helps you out. I'm sorry I haven't shot either one.
That's all I got.
All right, so that pretty much wraps it up. I really appreciate everybody coming out. It's been really fun. Hopefully you enjoyed. I shot pretty well. Hopefully in the future I can shoot even better. It's exciting to share my shooting with everybody, especially when I'm shooting well. So. With that, though, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. I'll keep you guys updated on more live streams in the future now that I know that this works. Definitely expect live streams for all the World Indoor Series. Is that it? Anybody else?
I was very thankful.
All right. Well, thank you. And as always, happy shooting. I'll see you guys next time.